Have you ever left a group of people feeling like none of them respected you? Maybe someone cut you off while you were speaking, maybe someone laughed at your opinion, or maybe you felt so disrespected that you were afraid to say anything at all. Whatever it is you experienced, we're here to help. Today on Charisma, we're going to look at the 8 things you can do when someone doesn't respect you. Let's start by looking at the negative effects of not having respect and why having it is so important. We're then going to look at the ways you can begin to earn it. Respect is necessary in pretty much every aspect of life. It's important to have successful relationships, a successful career, and to just feel good about yourself on a day-to-day basis. Without respect, you might have self-esteem problems, leading to low self-confidence and the inability to take risks and push yourself. The good news is, you can change this. Let's look at the first step you can take. Number 1, be a good listener. It's probably no surprise that often the loudest person in the room gets the most attention. Because of this, you might think that in order to gain respect, you need to be super extroverted. But attention isn't the same thing as respect. In fact, more often than not, being someone who listens more than they talk is far more powerful. If you don't believe me, picture a group of people working on a group project together, whether in a work or school setting. There's one person in the group who's doing pretty much all the talking, but they're not saying much of substance. They might just be criticizing other group members' ideas, but not really providing any of their own. Now, there's another person in this group who listens carefully to what everyone says. They ask great questions, and when they do speak, what they say is really impactful. Who do you think seems more worthy of respect in this example? Most likely, you'll agree that it's the quieter person who's a great listener. There's power that comes in listening and choosing your words, and as this example shows, being able to listen to others is crucial to gaining respect. Number 2, learn how to communicate. While a lot of respect comes from developing who you are inside, another way to garner respect is by changing how you present yourself externally. This includes things like your body language and your tone of voice. Let's start with body language. Throughout history, people bowed or knelt before kings and queens to show respect. They made themselves smaller so the king or queen looked bigger and more powerful. While I'm definitely not advocating that you make others around you feel smaller, you can instantly get respect by standing up straight and tall, keeping your head up, and putting your shoulders back. This is the universal body language that communicates strength, and that you're someone who should be respected. How you speak also communicates power. You gain respect by pausing more when you're talking, eliminating filler words like or like, and even speaking in a lower tone. Number 3, respecting yourself. The first step in having other people respect you is actually respecting yourself. What do I mean by this? Well, if you don't believe in yourself and respect who you are, how can you expect others to do that for you? Whether you like it or not, you inform others how they should treat you. If you don't treat yourself well and carry yourself with confidence, people may take that to mean that you're not someone worthy of respect. One way to cultivate this self-respect is to know your values and then stick to them. By values, these don't necessarily have to be huge, lofty beliefs about your philosophy on life, though they can be. More likely though, your value system will consist of simple things like only taking on work that makes you happy or prioritizing friendships with those who lift you up. When you stick to your beliefs, you'll earn the ability to respect yourself, and others will respect you as a result. Number 4, don't be too nice. Being a kind person is a great thing, but being someone who's too nice is something completely different. What's the difference? Well, someone who's kind is doing something out of the goodness of their heart. They're not wanting something in return for their kindness. But when you're too nice, it's often done from a place of fear or of wanting something. A little kid might be extra nice to their mom, for instance, because they want dessert after dinner. Or you might outwardly agree with someone's opinions that you secretly disagree with because you're afraid of what might happen if you say something to the contrary. I'm here to tell you to keep being kind, but to stop being so nice. It's okay to stand up for what you believe in and to push back on things that you disagree with. Doing so won't only make you feel more confident in yourself and build up your self-worth, but I can guarantee that others will start respecting you more too. Number 5, stop complaining. When he gives advice to people, New York Times bestselling author of the Chicken Soup for the Soul series, Jack Canfield, often tells people to steer clear of the Ain't It Awful Club. This is how he describes groups of people who bring each other down by constantly complaining about their life, their relationships, their jobs, or all of it. Complainers have a hard time getting respect. The reason why is that by complaining, you're communicating to those around you that you either don't have power over the situation or you don't have any desire to change it. If you're complaining about your toxic boss, for instance, you're communicating to people that you don't like your boss, but you're not going to do anything about it either. Instead of confronting your boss or talking to another person in the company about it, you're just going to sit around and complain. This not only doesn't enable you to make change in your life, but it makes you come across as weak and certainly not someone worthy of respect. Powerful people don't sit around complaining, they take action. Number 6, admit when you're wrong. In some circles, people believe that apologizing makes them look weak. They think that if they admit when they're wrong, others will think less of them. But the opposite is actually true. Apologies don't make you weak. They make you stronger and more worthy of respect. People often don't apologize for one of two reasons. One, they falsely believe that others don't even notice their mistakes, so they think there's no need to apologize. They believe that by ignoring the problem, it will make it go away. The second reason is that they believe that, as I mentioned earlier, it makes them seem weak. They believe that if they admit they're wrong, they come across as less perfect. But apologies actually do the opposite. If done properly, they make others respect you more because they recognize that you have the self-awareness, compassion, and strength to admit your mistakes. Number 7, stop apologizing. I know, I literally told you that in order to get more respect, you should admit when you're wrong. I'm still advocating for that, but I'm talking about something different here. What I'm talking about is over-apologizing. Over-apologizing isn't admitting when you're wrong, it's apologizing by putting yourself down or apologizing when you're not even wrong. Let's look at the first thing I mentioned, how apologizing by putting yourself down makes people lose respect for you. If you're someone who falls into this, every time you say, "I'm sorry," you might also say something like, "I'm so stupid," or "I'm such an idiot," as part of your apology. This not only detracts from your apology, but it makes you seem less worthy of respect. The second thing you need to stop doing if you want people to respect you is to stop apologizing when something isn't your fault. Have you ever been walking down the street, for instance, when someone bumped into you, but you said you were sorry? Or have you ever taken the blame for someone else's mistake because you didn't want to ruffle feathers? While there's strength in admitting when you're wrong, over-apologizing does the complete opposite and makes others respect you less. Number 8, respect others. Have you heard of the golden rule? The simple rule that says you need to treat others like you want to be treated, and that applies to everything, even respect. That means that you should respect others as you want to be respected. Here's why. Sometimes leading by example is the best way to get what you want. And I don't mean that in a nefarious, manipulative way. I mean genuinely treating others by listening to them, speaking to them on an equal level, and being honest with them. When you treat others this way, they're going to feel like you're someone they can trust. And how do people treat those who they feel they can trust? They treat them with respect. If you follow all of these tips, you can be sure to get more respect in your day-to-day life and feel more confident as an added bonus. What about why intelligent people have no friends? Watch this video to learn about that.